Hello and good afternoon. I'm Rose Jacobs reporting to you live from Kalkine Studios. It's lunchtime here in Sydney, and so you know what that means. It is time for the Mid-Market Pulse. In this show, we'll take a look at the Australian share market performance, stocks that topped the gainers and losers chart, and more. In the final segment, we'll focus on stocks that grabbed the headlines today. Snapping a 5-session losing streak, Australian shares started the week on a positive note on firm global cues and strong corporate earnings. The market witnessed a surge in buying across tech, material and healthcare spaces, while decline in energy, industrials and telecom stocks restricted the up move. The concerns over a consistent rise in COVID-19 cases also weighed on market sentiment. The ASX 200 was currently trading 15.30 points, or 0.21% higher by lunch. The index opened higher and gained as much as 0.4% to hit a high. Investors reacted to corporate earnings, with some big players such as instalments and lending business Latitude, real estate firm Charter Hall, energy firm Ampol, real estate agent McGrath, telecom firm Chorus, Reliance Worldwide, diagnostic firm Sonic Healthcare, all announcing their earnings report this morning. Moving on to the sectoral front, 7 of the 11 sectors were trading in the green zone. The information technology sector was the best performer with 1.8% gain, followed by material, which rose 0.8%. Among others, utilities, healthcare and a REIT also witnessed surge in buying activities. Bucking the trend, consumer staples sector was reeling under selling pressure, falling 0.4%. Among others, telecom, energy and industrial stocks were also flashing in red. On the COVID-19 front, New South Wales reported 818 new locally acquired cases on Monday, the first day of tightened restrictions across the state. Meanwhile, Victoria's daily case tally rose to 71, while Queensland recorded 1 new locally acquired case of COVID-19. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Scott Morrison has said the states must be prepared for COVID-19 cases to rise. The PM stated that state and territory leaders should not be afraid of rising cases once enough of the population is vaccinated against the virus. Federal, state and territory governments had agreed to a national plan last month to begin reopening the country and end large-scale lockdowns once 80% of the eligible population was vaccinated. Now let's turn our attention to the biggest gainers and losers in the mid-market session. Metals and electronics recycling company Sims topped the gainers list by rising 5.4% on share buyback program. Some of the other notable gainers were real estate firm Charter, miner Pilbara Minerals, tech firm Appen and aerial imagery firm Nearmap. On the flip side, health insurance company NIB Holdings was the top loser on ASX, falling over 10%. Some of the other worst performers include retailer Super Retail Group, telecom firm TPG Telecom, petrol and transport fuel company Ampol and freight rail transport company Horizon Holdings. And now it's time for a short break, but stay tuned on Kalkine TV as I'll be back with more trending updates.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
where the property market is headed next,
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly,
apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements
with Kalkine TV.
Welcome back, I'm Rose Jacobs and you're watching the Mid-Market Pulse. Let's now take a look at stocks that grabbed headlines today. Shares of real estate agent McGrath rose 5.5% after the company declared dividend. The company was rewarding shareholders with a final dividend of 1 cent after it posted strong earnings. It reported net profit of $19 million in financial year 2021. Revenue rose 34%, while underlying earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization capitalisation jumped over fourfold to $17.7 million. The company had a strong balance sheet with a cash reserve of $35.8 million and no borrowings. Australian petroleum company Ampol tumbled over 5% on a bid to acquire New Zealand's Z Energy. The energy firm has made a $2.5 billion offer to acquire Z Energy and create the biggest fuel retailer across the Tasman. The bid price represents 35% premium to last close on 26th of July 21, which is the day prior to first press speculation in relation to corporate activity involving Z Energy. The Z Energy board has stated that the deal is in its shareholders' best interest to grant Ampol a 4-week period of exclusivity for it to undertake confirmatory due diligence inquiries and to agree to terms on a scheme implementation agreement. The share price of Reliance Worldwide climbed over 3% after it announced dividend following strong earnings. The net profit after tax rose 63%, while net sales were up 15%. The strong earning was attributed to a strong performance across its markets, with a strong residential construction and remodelling activity in Australia supporting the Asia-Pacific sales increase. It has also declared a final dividend of 7 cents a share, the largest dividend in the company that it has ever paid. The company designs and manufactures thermostatic water control and mixing valves. Shares of Lynas Rare Earths rose over 2% after the company issued an update on Malaysia plant operations. The mining company said that Malaysia plant is continuing to operate at reduced rates as a third wave of COVID-19 persists in the country. Nearly 98% of its staff have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, while 94% have received their second dose. It's also said the Malaysian regulator has extended the deadline for satisfaction of the licence condition related to the commencement of the construction of the Permanent Disposal Facility, or PDF, for WLP residue by 6 months to March the 2nd, 2022, in recognition of the constraints presented by current COVID-19 conditions. The company is set to announce its full year results on the morning of 27th of August of this year. And now it's time for a short break, but stay tuned on Kalkine TV as I'll be back with more trending updates.
Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on the Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV.
Welcome back. I'm Rose Jacobs and you're watching the Mid-Market Pulse. We are discussing shares that are in news today. Shares of IGO gained over 2% after it produced its first lithium hydroxide chemical product at its Kwinana lithium hydroxide refinery joint venture. The mining and exploration company said it would now focus on operating its first production train, Train 1, while also progressively improving product quality to a battery-grade product for qualification by our offtake customers. It is expected that sealable product will be produced in the December 21 quarter and that battery-grade product for accreditation by customers will be produced in the March 2022 quarter. Metals and electronics recycling company Sims saw its shares jumping over 5% after it announced on-market share buyback of up to 150 million Australian dollars of its shares. As per the company, the number and timing of shares purchased will depend on the company's share price and market conditions. Shares of Charter Hall gained over 4% after its earnings grew in the 21 financial year, driven by strong growth in its property portfolio. The real estate firm firm's revenue rose 20.6% to $668 million, while net profit soared 37.8%. The company's property investment portfolio increased by 18.7% during the year and generated a 15% total property investment return. Engineering company Worley shares traded marginally higher after it secured a contract. The company has been awarded a contract for the provision of engineering and construction management services in support of Chevron's Jansz Low Compression project. Under the contract, Worley will provide detailed engineering, design and construction management services for the JIC project's power, transmission and communication components. Fertility services provider Virtus Health traded flat post-acquisition news. The company has entered into a binding agreement with Helios to acquire Adora Fertility and three co-located Helios day hospitals for Australian $45 million on a cash and debt-free basis. Completion of the transaction is expected to occur in the second quarter of financial year 2022 and remains subject to no material adverse events and other conditions precedences. And that's a wrap for now, but keep watching Kalkine TV for more trending market updates.